All right, we're back. We're back with another episode of Bathwater Sports. But with us, we have a very special guest today. One of my favorite people from my undergrad days, Thomas Powell. How you doing, man? Welcome to the pod.
Doing great. Stoked to be here. Been listening to y'all for since the beginning, and just honestly happy to be here with the pod with both y'all.
Are you related
Um,
to Thomas Partey?
no, stop.
We look like identical twins, basically.
Oh my God, Chris. Well, Thomas is a big Manchester United fan. He's one of the when we were in Carolina together, one of the few people I could talk Premier League with, because back in like 10 years ago,
Commiserate with.
yeah, commiserate
Yeah,
with. Because
facts.
I was right. We were there. We were there during the Moyes era, right?
Moyes and Van
Yeah,
Gaal.
Van Gaal.
Hey, can I get your take on this? Because I always maintain that they made a mistake firing Moyes. I think they should have given him like probably one more year and stuff. They were too harsh. I think the media were too harsh and stuff. Because I think he's a good coach. The problem is they say that he's probably not a top 6 type of coach because he came in trying to play like I don't know, counter attacking. Maybe the mentality the players couldn't recognize the mentality of playing like a small club and shit. But what do you think? Do you think he should have stayed longer?
Honestly, no.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
I think that it was an experiment. It was a way to bridge the gap from Sir Alex Ferguson, and much similar to our alma mater, UNC, where we brought in Hubert Davis to follow up with Roy Williams. The experiment did not work. Moyes was Sir Alex's dude. They were good friends. Thought he would be a natural replacement. Unfortunately, Moyes' level is West Ham. It's Everton. He's those mid-tier clubs where he can build them up into something special. But when you're dealing with like a Rooney, you're dealing with a Van Persie, like you're dealing with some egotistical maniacs out there. He crumbled, and
I
he
have
couldn't
I
deal with
have a, I have a
like trying to
push
sugar
back.
Well,
be
I'll
sweet on
also
his
add to
daughter.
that. Yeah,
Go
I'll
ahead.
also add to that I
Go
don't. I
ahead.
think what doomed Moyes was that he wasn't ready for the level of work he would have to do at that club when he got there. There's stories all over the place of like, oh, he was going to sign Bastian Schweinsteiger in his pump,
Hmm.
but instead ended up with Maroon Fellaini. You know what I mean? And it was like
Yeah,
this rotating and routine thing where it was just
Was he
like
in for Tony Cruz too?
that's what it was. Tony
yeah.
Cruz, and I think there was like a Robin or something. There was like a few players that were
There,
all rumored to be coming to United, but then he just somehow, some way was just not in the best position to get those people over the line. So there was that
Well,
that Sir Alex had done in the past that he just wasn't doing.
yeah.
So
but
that
isn't that
was
because I think I followed Real Madrid. I think I've heard Tony Cruz said that he was talking to Man United
Hmm.
and that I don't know if after they fired the coach he couldn't come anymore. It's so the problem is I feel like when you're a young coach and you don't have your voice is not powerful enough, whoever was running the team, the GM or whatever, probably looked at, you know what, let me just fire the coach instead of giving him his players. Because I don't think did he really get a summer transfer?
He
I don't
did.
think
Yeah.
he did?
No, he did. Well, but what you're talking about is exactly what the issue was. The problem was that Sir Alex left. The GM left with him. And so the person that replaced him was a bunch of finance people, and they were looking for the best deal possible.
I remember.
And it just didn't work. It just didn't work. And so like they were in for Rafinha, they were in for Tony Cruz. I think they were in for Bale as well.
at some point, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like in and around that same time. Like if they brought those three in, probably win. But that is because of the way that we were being run under the Glazers. Glazers out, but always and forever. Because of the people that they put into place,
I
it
wouldn't
just
say that while
didn't
you're
work.
sitting in America.
Oh no, man,
Hey,
I hate them.
yeah,
Hmm?
they
They're
can pull up.
scumbags.
It's fine. You know where. No,
Um,
Yeah, I agree with Thomas, but go ahead, Chris.
No, we can advance. I have other. I'm so curious because I only hear your perspective, which sometimes I feel you're delusional. So, um,
Especially when I talk
what
about
do
the
you?
next topic. But go ahead.
I warned Mark earlier in the season. If you
Mhm.
fire Amarin, this was gonna happen. Whoever's coming, the team all of a sudden are gonna play well, and you're gonna end up keeping him as the main coach for the next season because you won't be able to not hire him, which is what the tendency I see. People are saying we need to keep Carrick, which is a repeat of what happened under Ollie. Although he's a better coach than Ollie, I could say he probably has a better demeanor. Um, pro, um, it seems like the players respect him more. It's not, it's not rah-rah football, but still, are you okay with what's going with just giving him that the coaching gig again, doing the thing that you guys did with Ollie? It's basically a repeat.
So it's funny you mentioned Ollie because Carrick was there with Ollie when Ollie came in. So I mean, like you could say it is still the Carrick effect on both sides. And then I believe Carrick left around right before Ollie
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
Yeah. I think he wound up going to Middlesbrough then and killed it in Middlesbrough. But
No, no. What didn't he stay after they fired? I think they fired Ollie. He was
oh,
there
that's right.
for
That's right. They
a
fired
game.
Ollie and they had Carrick doing the interim. That's 100%. Good call. Good call. But yeah, then after that, he bounced off to Middlesbrough.
Yeah,
Him and Kieran McKenna. Yeah, I mean, he had like Ollie had great coaches around him, and I think that I am very cautious because you can see a lot of issues with the way that Carrick does things. I think that he currently doesn't have a great bench at this moment. I think the team's way better than it was, but the way that Carrick has built the team's mentality is very similar to what Ollie did. And I think that going from someone that was so harsh and so tough, similar to Mourinho, to Ollie, going from Amarin, who is very rigid in his ways, to Carrick, you have had that huge boost. I do have a lot of caution. And I think that like there are two or three names that are out there that I would probably prefer, but Carrick is
who?
also like getting the best interview ever right now.
Yeah.
So I like
Who
if
do
we
you?
go with Carrick, I'm not going to be upset about it. But I think that we also need to put the right people around him to succeed that are going to like help him out. I think his biggest issue right now is substitutions, and then also just man management. I think you talked about on a previous pod, like whenever you do have Champions League next year, knock on wood,
Yeah,
like 2 points away from that. But like if and when we get Champions League football next year, are we going to be able to balance like 2 games a week? Like we don't have the squad for it yet, so like we'll need the better squad. But I mean, what do we? And there's that, and then also like what's going to happen when we lose Casemiro? I mean, it's like he's very reliant on very specific players to make his system work right now. So I mean, I think you could say that about any coach, but there are specific weak points under Carrick that they're going to have to resolve if they choose to go with him.
Yeah, I think to echo that point, the one thing about Carrick that does worry me is we have looked the worst when we have had games within a few days of each other,
Mhm.
right? And next year, when this is going to be, we have a game on midweek and then a game on the weekend, right? Do we have not only the squad for that, but also what's going on with him that he's not getting the best out of these players
Mhm.
in those situations as well? So we'll see. If Chris asked who I would put ahead of him if available, I mean, right now I would probably say I'd still prefer Nagelsmann if he becomes available, or after the World Cup.
Mhm.
I would have liked to see De Zerbi's name in the mix, but obviously that's out of the question right now. And then the other one, I'm curious to see what you guys think about Iriola's out there. Is he
Mhm.
the guy? Could he be the guy? And that's it's a different question because coming from Bournemouth to a big club can work, but we've seen it not work more than it has worked. So
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you?
Here's what I say with Areola.
Mhm.
I don't remember. Because when I think of Areola, what is his system is like 3 at the back, if I remember correctly. He plays some sort of counter-attacking football. The problem is with transitioning to that style to a big club, you guys are gonna start moaning about style of play. That's United type of way. This football. But
the Man United way is fast attacking, counter-attacking football.
there
I mean,
it
it's like
is.
you look at
There
like
it is.
how
I
we're playing
can't.
against like Chelsea, Man
It's
City, and whatnot. Like
my
that's how we
goodness.
killed them.
Oh
it's
my
like
goodness.
I don't know what United football is, but I know what it looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I couldn't tell you.
You guys sound like the Liverpool fans that are getting on my nerves. It's like, that's not the Liverpool way. Bro, are you trying to win the game or not?
I don't think that there's a style that is a certain way, but as Mark says, like I mean, it's like porn. You know it when you see it. Like, I mean, it's
Oh
like
my
it's
goodness.
brave, it's attacking, it's like I mean, I think the biggest like the thing that strikes me as like a player that did it the most was Harry Maguire this past weekend when he was in there and he put it like he went after the ball to deflect a shot that was probably I mean it was 3 yards away from going in, would have been an easy tap in. He went in there and he attacked that ball, nodded out of the way. That's brave. That is Man United football, even if it's not attacking. Like, I want to see that across the team. And if there's a coach that can get that out of them every single week, I don't care what it looks like.
Aggression.
Aggression.
Yeah, bro. Listen. I probably should write a paper on this now. No, I probably should, because I think like all those top teams from those big clubs, I think all of our brains are cooked, so our expectations are probably unrealistic. When I mean all those teams, because I kind of traveled with Ronaldo. Ronaldo left Real Madrid. I was with Madrid, went to Juventus and Man United. And I've seen the fan bases. I'm like, oh my God, those people are so unrealistic. They're so used to winning. It's almost like nobody else matters. It's like, bro, the other team is good too. They're gonna figure out a way to block you. It's like, and those teams are so used to having some form of unfair advantage, having like more money than most of the leagues, so they can stack their team with like great players and then bully everybody. So now we're coming to an era where now rules are being instituted so that everybody's basically the same, equal. So now you have the same expectation of shit that happened in the past to happen now. It's not realistic, because it's becoming more, there's more like equity now. It's like, it's more parity. Everybody can get better players. And in the EPL, you notice that, in reaction to the top six, I think all the other teams is like, you know what, we'll just low block you and counter attack you. So they figured out a way to, neutralize your unfair advantage. So that I feel like it's unrealistic. You'd be like, oh, that's not the United way. No, but bro, we cannot play the same way in the past. You can't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't expect to be able to play the same way that we used to play. But I mean, I think as you like I said, I mean, I want mentality monsters. Like, I know you mentioned Nagelsmann and Areola. I would love to see Luis Enrique. I know that's completely unrealistic. I don't think
That's high.
he wouldn't come here, but
The highest level right there. It's funny he was being so
like
this past 3 years I've done so much for his PR, because remember he was the Spain national coach, and you remember those like those passing to sleep teams, and that team had no striker. Morata was a striker. You remember that they couldn't score a goal, but they can execute that.
Morata, who I famously said is a product of money laundering, because there's no way he goes to all these.
He's the Kirk Cousins of the football world.
Oh,
he just rotates around, highly mediocre, money bag boy.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, interesting things. All right, what we have.
All right. Well, the first thing is Arsenal against. Did you guys catch any of the Arsenal Newcastle stuff over the weekend? Arsenal beat Newcastle. Crazy goal from Eze, but they lost Eze and they lost Havertz for at least a few weeks, and they looked really scared. during the whole
Yeah.
game. It was super nervy performance from Arsenal. They have what looks like a favorable run in the last few weeks, but
Mhm.
can Arsenal just squeaky bum 1-0 their way to this title, or is it, if they play like this for the rest of the season, is it kind of over? I mean,
Yes.
we talk about mentality monsters. I don't think Arsenal is that at all. Like
Oh
I
my
mean, if you
goodness.
listen to the pod, Thomas, I call Arteta the biggest like I call everything in the book, but I am definitely not an Arteta
No
guy.
aura. None.
No
There's none.
aura.
There's
Yeah, there's
none.
not.
I Yeah. I'll let
Well,
you speak for it first, but
they're not gonna be the sexiest team to win. I still think they should win. Um,
Should and
yeah, it's
will
an
are very
ugly
different
team.
though.
I think they should. Probably should win. The problem is I don't think Man City in that position are gonna drop points. So if it's goal difference, I think they probably lose. Is that what? Am I
If
thinking it
they
right?
both win out, yeah,
Or did they fucked it? If they both win out, this fucked. I'm sorry.
yeah. If they both win out, it's goal difference that decides it. And Arsenal are now, they have a game in hand, but they have one goal. They're ahead
Let me
by one.
use. I'm sorry that I'm
Mm,
using this to make this point. Right. I think we have clutch players or clutch gene or whatever, and I think look at I'm gonna use the game today, Bayern Munich and PSG.
What a game, by the way.
oh
Bro,
my god, it was so
look at
good.
those two front lines. Clutch gene, the front three, both of them. And I feel
Mhm.
like Man City has Alan is gonna be in that. You can put Semenyo there. You have Turkey there. So I feel like this between if you compare them with Arsenal's front three,
But yeah, it's over. It's
Mm,
it's over.
But you know what's crazy? We did this exercise when they played Sporting, and we asked at the pod how many of these Sporting players walk into that Arsenal front three, and it was like all of them right now, except maybe
yeah.
the whoever replaces Saka. If obviously this season notwithstanding, Saka's a fantastic player, but
Yeah.
um, like most of their opposition, you would argue that their front three definitely gets in over Arsenal's, at least on form this season.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they've done it a
So
different way. But
what I mean is I feel like when push comes to shove and they need a goal, one of these players can step out of the script and just do something that's crazy. Like Turkey can just do something out of this world,
Mhm.
right? Semenyo, I think I'm probably giving him too much credit, but I think he's been everything ever since he's come to Man City. I think he's been like scoring goals and doing whatever, being in the right position. I think he has the legs to be able to be the difference. I don't think Arsenal, I'm looking at the front three and they're gonna lose, is a who is stepping up. It's not gonna be Gyökeres. Saka has been missing. Saka has less goals than Salah this season, probably. All right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Martellini shows up once in a while. Havertz, is he injured?
he's injured.
Yeah. He just got injured.
So where is the goals gonna come from? It's probably gonna be a corner kick. It's gonna be the
Hmm.
defenders scoring some like stupid corners. But is that gonna work all the time?
No,
So
I mean,
it's
I
worked
mean,
so far, I guess, but no,
yeah.
but like the one counter I will say at that point is this season, Victor Gyökeres has feasted on these like bottom feeder teams. And
mhm.
if you look at their last four opponents, it's all guys Gyökeres
Yeah.
should be, you know, killing.
Yeah. You
So
got two teams in a relegation battle. Was it Burnley and West Ham?
West Ham, they play
Yeah,
West
I
Ham
mean
in the day.
Burnley's already been relegated, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. And then like you got Palace and Fulham, which neither of them like kind of get you excited. But it's gonna be,
I could
that's the thing though. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
It's
it's
gonna
gonna be
be,
I could see Fulham giving them issues, and I could see
yeah,
West Ham with a lot to play for
yeah.
giving them a, because that West Ham team is better than their position. Like just if you look at the squad in general with Bowen.
They're improving
Yeah,
tremendously. Yeah,
exactly. So it's I'm not saying it's easy for Arsenal at all, but or nor am I saying it's hard. I'm just saying that's their situation. I think it's more about them than their opposition. You know what I'm saying? Like if they, if they have another nervy performance and the team capitalizes on them, like Bournemouth did a few weeks ago, they're done. That's it.
Mhm.
City have everything to play for in a, a much more difficult run in for the last 4 games, but it's
And
that's all
don't
they
forget,
need. They just need an opening.
Arsenal has to play Champions League still.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got the
Yeah,
whole
Letty is going to bully them. You talk about a better front three. Jesus.
Antoine Griezmann, Julian Alvarez, and Adama Lukman.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, and they don't have Timber. So I mean, and then
yeah,
Saliba is kind of like barely holding together right now.
yeah,
So I mean, I think that's the thing is can it's I think Arsenal can do it, but it's do they have the health? And I mean, as you said, like they don't really have they don't have that match winner. Like they don't have a Turkey. They don't have like I mean, you could say it's Eze, but Eze's injured now. Saka's not really that kind of guy. Saka is like
Odegaard has been absent this season.
yeah.
mhm,
I
yeah,
think he's been one of the biggest I think that's been
yeah.
the problem down the stretch. I think he's hurt, but I think he's just dealing
Yeah,
with
he's
something.
been hurt. He's been hurt the whole season.
Um,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but at some point, like, I mean, I don't know what happened with this. Like we talked about it last week, ad nauseum, so I don't need to go ahead and beat a dead horse again. But this summer transfer window, I think, let them down so much. And I think if they fail to win the season, because look, we're in the final stretch now, and they're basically going to have to rely on these summer transfers,
yeah.
as a notwithstanding. And if they can't get it over the line, you just flushed what had to be close to 300 mil down the drain, and then to just go again and reinforce the same positions next summer again. And then at some point, you gotta take a look at this squad and say, how outside of the back line and Declan Rice, who's a stalwart every week in, week out killer. And they don't really have, to me, they don't really have that guy.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe
I
Saka,
think
but
the back line.
Saka's not a killer.
right. But he's puts up the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's very solid.
I,
Very
th-
Yeah.
solid.
they have a great skeleton. The back line
Yeah.
Mhm.
and in Zubimendi and Declan Rice. Even if Zubimendi is not like popping off the sheet, he's like you just need him to be able to control the ball, recycle it, and spread passes. You don't need him to do too much. That's like
Mhm.
Declan Rice role. So I think the spine is always fine. It's the rest of the players that always have question marks on. Like Saka was being compared with Salah last year. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like his growth might be stunted at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I,
Because
I
I'm
think
looking at
it's yeah,
Olise
go
was
ahead.
right there. Olise was right there. Nobody made a move in England.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
the Saka story is kind of, at least at this point, the last 2 seasons, given me a lot of parallels to what Marcus Rashford went through at United. But he hit these incredible highs, and to be completely like fair to everybody, Saka's an incredible player, but he hadn't hit the highs that Rashford hit when he was in like on form that season where he scored like he had like 45 goal contributions across all competitions, or
Mhm.
he had a few seasons there where he was a 20 goal a season scorer across all
I'm so
comps,
happy
right?
for him.
And now
So
he's doing
happy
well at
for him.
Barcelona, but it was the media pressure, injuries, and forcing
Mhm.
himself back on the pitch, and also his lifestyle. You know,
Yeah.
we don't have to talk about that, but that definitely played a role. All that compounded into into him his just incredible fall off, and he had to move away to even come back into it. So I feel like Saka's on a. I'm not saying he could. I'm not saying he is on this career arc, but it's drawing a lot of parallels to me. Even the numbers from he was crushing it last year to such a steep drop the year after, and then that drop continued, and he hasn't had that uptick statistically, at least.
And he's still a starter in England,
Yeah,
regardless of what happens.
Yeah.
for now.
Is
I
he?
mean, England.
Is he?
The thing, man. I mean, we talk about this too, but like, these guys play so many games,
Yeah.
and it's wearing out and wearing these guys out, and it's really robbing us of watching some of the greatest talents we've seen in the sport. at least while we've been, cognizant of football, really hit the next level and hit those heights, man. It's just sad. When you think of like all the wasted potential, I guess, because tired legs. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's a stat out there to where once you hit 60 games in a calendar year, your body just begins to decline. Or
Hmm.
60 games over like a 12-month period, and you have so many that are like up in the 80s.
Hmm.
So I mean, like your body starts to deteriorate. Like if you're
So you
playing
you
every
you
minute, every game, like yeah, something's gonna go wrong. I think that's what makes certain players like Holland. But I mean, he had like his national team doesn't do as well, but like Holland's
well,
incredible.
let me say something. So this is the cost of selfishness on some players. So somebody like Salah, for example, when I've been screaming for years, I'm like, bro, like, can you get off the field? Like, because he used to be like clashing with Klopp when they would try to replace him. I'm like, bro, you scored all the goals. Get off the field. But now he insists he wants to play every minute, every game. So what's happening now? I think his body now at this point is like so cooked. It's like, nah, bro, we're good.
Yeah,
We can't.
Yeah.
No mas.
That's a great example too. Salah, the every year he goes to AFCON, when he comes back, he has the steepest drop off.
yeah,
It's like clockwork. And it's yeah, I mean it's like, we'll see what happens with Arsenal, but I if they don't win the league this season, I'm less bullish on their chances going forward. Because
yeah,
as we'll get into it in a second with Liverpool and United, but they might be facing a bit of an identity crisis with the loss of players and some coaches, and we'll see what happens, but you got to assume that they're coming. Chelsea at some point spent so much money to they'll get it right eventually.
yeah.
And
Apparently,
Ars
they contacting Zabi Alonso.
yeah, and
The Liverpool fans are mad.
all
That is the
those
only reason for getting
coach.
rid of Slot. I know that we're gonna get into that, but they're just
Yeah, I mean,
I want him to stay. I want him to
yeah.
stay.
I mean, you should like he just won the league, but
I
I feel
think
like there's a lot of overreaction.
what, let's get into it. Yeah, I mean, slot stay, and we talked about this before, but my my thing is yes, absolutely think slot deserves more time.
yeah.
I don't think we need to hit the panic button. We've talked about this on this pod, how the squad is so awkwardly built right now, not to really
Hmm.
suit styles. What I don't
And
want is
yeah, and then
good.
You have Luis Diaz. You saw what Luis Diaz was doing, and
Oh,
that
he was killing
Avengers,
them.
bro. That Avengers
So
Bayern.
good.
It was such a I cannot say a mistake because they made a business decision. Like instead of paying him the money that he probably commended, you let him walk to Bayern Munich. So it's a mistake in hindsight because I don't
In
think
the
Slot
machine.
wanted him to go. I think it was more like his age. They're like, we're not gonna pay this money.
Hmm.
We're not gonna give him this contract at this age. They're playing numbers game, right? So that's a mistake because you replace him with like Gakpo, who doesn't have his pace, not his vision, not his like
It's a different
dribbling
player.
ability. It's a
Yeah,
different
totally
player.
different player. I mean, Diaz should have been the heir apparent to Salah. Like he should have stayed on the team. And if you're gonna move on from a player, move on. I mean, I think Diaz just like makes sense.
You,
Like he
you,
just
you,
wanted to
you,
be like he wanted
this
to
is
win.
this is some of the reasons why I feel like they're gonna end up sticking with Slot because it was Slot has not no he is not in control of player transfer. He probably can state his opinion, and I think probably his opinion is probably, hey, can Diaz stay? So
Hmm.
I feel like they are rebuilding for the future. So they're like they knew that this is gonna be a transition season, right?
Hmm.
So I feel like themselves, they're not blaming the coach. They understand the situation. So it's more the fans. The fans are looking at it like, oh, we lost too many games. Look at what he's saying. He's a ball fraud, calling him Ten Hag and stuff. So they're going off on him right now. Yeah.
So here's the I'll play devil's advocate here for a second, and this is the only argument I believe for getting rid of Slot. And it's like you have to kind of play a game of what if, right? So this is what we know, right? Slot won the league with Klopp's team, right? Just plain as day.
Straight up.
And if
I disagree, but I'll let you finish.
if he goes in and you spend all this money on players and you bring in this whole new, not only starting 11, but whole new squad, right? And it doesn't work, then you just set yourself back like 5-10 years. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Just with
Um,
PSR being what it is and transfers being what they are,
so
it's tough
I
to
mean,
recover. Like we're seeing it now with Arsenal, with other teams. It's tough to recover from from a few bad transfer windows or a bad transfer window. Excuse me.
Mhm.
and this is what I'm gonna say is Liverpool, the way their system works, they're not building the team only for slot. They're building the team for Liverpool. So they also probably have the flexibility of when they need to get rid of the coach, they will get rid of the coach. So I feel like, regardless of whether, it's slot or not, they're going to get the players that they want. They have a profile of the team that they're trying to build. This is why they wanted slot specifically, because they want to play one style of football. So I feel like, it's more like, I look at Liverpool more like China. China is a supposedly a communist country, but it has a capitalistic system. But the power is centralized.
Mhm.
So the decision is not slot. Slot is just like, we can replace the coach whenever, but we're going to get the players that we want, regardless of who is the coach or not. And this is the style that we want Slot to play with the players. So this is why I'm looking at Slot. He's not a power player, really. He's just here for tactics, for special games to come up with the tactics, whatever. He's not the main decision maker on who is coming to the team and who needs to leave. So look, if you see, Salah tried to pull rank on Slot this season. He tried to, hey, I barely have a relationship with the coach. This is what he was doing. It was politics 101 because
Mhm.
the team 100% sided with Slot. They sanctioned Salah. He was out for one game. He had to go and apologize. So I understand that people are saying, like, it's a lot, but there's so many like factors this season for shit not working out. You have Isak. Isak was injured because you tried to rush him. Ikitike just got injured. It's so much shit happened this season. You have Diogo Jota dying
I think that
1 week before returning.
respectfully, I think that had as much of an impact on like the type of player that you needed, because Jota would have slotted right in and filled
Yeah.
that need. And like, because you had him, you had Diaz and you had Salah, you had um Nuñez was there.
Yeah, Nuñez was
Yeah,
there.
Nuñez. Like, you can go away, he sucks. But like you like
Create.
I feel like you won in spite of Nuñez, but like I do think that like that team, like there
But to be
wasn't a lot of
fair,
transfers in. Like I think you took a stale approach and Slot made it new. And
Right.
now they're trying, and like Slot kind of like took the tools that was around him or took the players that was around him and like coaxed the best out of them possible. And I mean, I think he's a very good coach, but
and
I
they
feel like
lost Trent. They lost Trent.
yeah.
It's like you lost. You don't have Diaz. Salah lost his legs. Trent used to be the guy bypassing the midfield. So imagine you have a guy in the back that can just ping a ball, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden the strikers are in range,
Yeah.
right?
Trent was gone midway through last season.
Yeah.
Like he
Bro,
was mentally
that's the
gone.
last time we're gonna talk about this snake. What?
Yeah. But
I mean,
as healthy as Poole were last year, the injury snake has bitten again this year,
yeah.
and then it's gotten everybody.
I'll tell
And
you what. I said you guys talked about Darwin Nuñez. I thought about this right now. I was like, Darwin Nuñez is the Lionel Messi of Timo Werner's.
Oh my goodness, bro!
But
So disrespectful.
if there's one signing that I expected to just absolutely kill it at Liverpool and he's completely fallen flat, it's been Kirkes. And I know it's a different style to play
Yeah.
and everything like that, but there shouldn't have like I didn't expect there to be a betting in period with him, but it still is, and he just hasn't
It's
been that guy.
it's what you're saying, I would have agreed probably in the beginning of the season. I think he probably has made strides as a defender, not going forward, more like one-on-one stopping his guy,
Yeah.
right? As far as the offensive side of the ball, I think there's so much question mark because Gakpo plays in front of him. Gakpo ignores his runs. So what's the incentive of me running?
I mean,
You
but
know,
that kind of goes down to coaching. Like they don't fit together. They like
Yeah.
no, but
put
you don't have to.
Gakpo up front and then move. Like or play like
You
a.
have
I
other
don't know.
players you could
Like
do.
There are
If
other
there's any
players. That's
criticism
the
I have of
problem.
Slot,
Yeah,
it's that. It's that, and then, like, and we talked about this like 3 weeks ago. He
Mhm.
needs to be judged a lot on how he handles Rio.
real. Yeah,
Yeah, because
eh,
you can't bring this kid in, give him too much, and then completely
yep,
kill his career.
Yeah.
We
yep.
don't know if this kid's a genuine article yet, but you got to
Bro,
manage him.
sometimes I look at the fans and I'm like, oh my God, I wish you could be the coach and then see you fall flat on your face and make excuses. So Slot has been protecting Rio the whole year, but they've been calling, sack him. Why does he come up with Rio right now? That's all they've been asking for. They just see like, a few highlights reels and stuff. Oh, let's just
Mhm.
throw him in. You know what that happens? When you play for those big clubs and then they get excited of you. Just think of Rashford. And then once you start failing, all the story, all the pressure, everything is about you. So now it's like it's a drag. It's oh me,
Yeah.
where was Rashford? Oh, he was in where did he go? Ireland one time.
He went to
Oh,
Ireland.
Belfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just went. He went on the piss in
Belfast.
Belfast.
My guy.
With his girlfriend. Yeah.
I'm so happy for him. He's probably breathing fine in Spain. They probably don't even ask questions about him. He just goes home. That's it. Chill, bro.
I don't think he would know what to say. I think he goes there and goes, but what are my chips? But
Yeah.
but yeah,
I'm
no,
so
I
happy
mean,
for him, bro.
yeah,
So happy for him.
I think that Slot's doing a great job with Rio. I think that he's not putting like the team kind of needs him, and like I think it's like was it Ten Hag with Alanga? Like
Yeah.
that's where he slipped. Like Alanga just fell to pieces because we started throwing him in every game, and he fell apart. And I think it's not to the same extent, but like Garnacho kind of earned it. But like I still think that we were overplaying him last year, even, and I think that he deteriorated. Now he's just a
Well,
villain, but
well,
Do
Garnacho.
you,
Garnacho.
he's
It's also Garnacho.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't. I can't envision a
but
world where
do you think you stunted his development? That's the question. The
actually
fact that you go ahead,
this
go
is
ahead.
the rare. Do I think United stunted Garnacho's development? No.
Mhm.
And the reason I say that is I wasn't ever really that keen on him as a player anyway. Like when he came out, like I saw it and I was like, there's just something missing there. Like the end product wasn't there and you thought you could develop it, but it just like he scored that crazy bicycle kick against Everton
Mhm.
and everyone was ready to anoint him right away. But that was like that's gonna be the highlight of his career, unfortunately.
It was
I
a
hate to say it. I hate to be a hater.
You
And
know,
I
you
really
know,
don't like hating on
re-
this on players like
yeah,
this, but like
reading.
I just never thought Garnacho was gonna be the next one. Like
but
how he thought he was.
I think the way that they're bringing in Rio, I hate to equate it to this particular person. It's very similar to how Greenwood was betted in.
Yeah,
We won't get into like his actions or the politics of that, but the
yeah.
way that they were brought in,
That was
extreme
Greenwood.
talents, extreme talents. Okay, maybe betting in
But
was the wrong word, but
yeah. How they brought
but I
him
mean, the way that they were
along.
brought into the setup, like just
Yeah.
gradually brought in, not like putting them in at key moments, letting them shine, and then just like don't overplaying them, like letting them
He,
grow and
you
develop.
know
I
what
think
was
they
what
crushed it.
was when with
but
Greenwood, what was
it,
really fun with him was that when we signed Sancho, as this marquee. This is the guy. This is going to be the next face of
Bro,
United.
you guys
He
got
could. He
catfish
didn't.
so
He
much.
couldn't get in. He couldn't get into the squad over Greenwood. He couldn't get into the 11 over Greenwood, and it was this, you know, pattern of this guy who we just signed. We were like, he's on the bench again for this
Yeah.
academy kid that plays the same position. But yeah, that was
Sancho was a catfish, bro. Catfish, but whatever.
That Sancho was a classic Bundesliga. Like, honestly, if Wirtz hadn't started scoring mid-season, I would have been like, they're the same player. Because they were so good. They were in product in Germany, but my God, they were just couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
It's I think some of it is because I look at Sancho, he does not have space. He can't be a number 10. So you cannot put him really as a winger, and you can't put him at number 10, and he's not a striker. So what exactly is he?
He should be trying to be more like Antoine Griezmann, where Antoine
A false
Griezmann is
nine?
not any of those
Yeah.
things. He's just he's an attacking footballer. And so it's just
Yeah,
like,
I agree. That's a
I mean,
nice
like,
answer.
That's a good answer.
he doesn't fit in England. He
Yeah.
fits in, like, he needs to be in Spain, but I feel like Spain wouldn't deal with his BS. I mean, like, and then like Germany is like, yeah, they don't give a fuck. But
Bro, I don't know, bro. It's like I feel like who is he? Is he playing for Aston Villa now?
yeah, he's still
Yeah.
Do they play him?
a little.
Yeah,
Like, he's
he
coming off the
plays.
bench.
Yeah. But like I like that answer a lot. I think
Yeah, I like that
he
answer.
has a talent, but he just you have to another good one he's like one of these guys too, João Felix.
Oh
Like these
yeah,
guys that
just
come
like,
in
yeah.
will have all this talent, and Sancho's different because we saw him just dominate a league that gave him all the space in the world to operate, right? But
Mhm.
these guys with all this attacking talent in the world that just don't seem to fit a particular their attributes don't fit a traditional position. You kind of have to build a team around them. And like I guess like if I'm thinking about it, in the era that we've watched football, he would have been a great understudy to like Roberto Firmino at Liverpool or something like that
Yeah,
back
yeah,
in those
I mean,
days.
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's like he kind of fits that like false 10 or false 9, where it's
Yeah,
just like
false
he
nine.
he was kind of a 10, but not really. Like, he needs to be kind of direct.
Um,
Like, he operates in those small spaces really
there's something
Yeah,
well.
that we need to mention too, because it's not only about talent, and I think it's until you become a footballer. It's not like I ever become, but I'm imagining because it's the politics and ego,
Hmm.
and I feel like a lot of this. Speaking of the United teams, and when you had Ronaldo in that mix, you throw Ronaldo in that mix, and you have a bunch of young players that are trying to prove themselves. Ronaldo feels like you should defer to him. Now you have a bunch of young guys, they'd be like, bro, I'm trying to prove myself. You have Greenwood. I don't know what his relationship with Ronaldo is. I don't think it was the best before whatever
no,
the stuff happened.
yeah,
You have Sancho there, probably. I think Ronaldo used to send zingers in the media, and I think he was probably referring to either Sancho. I don't think he's talking about Rashford when he was doing those things. But
no.
it's like the ego, the being a footballer and being, because I'm thinking more of Garnacho, and I feel like his ego probably is setting him up to fail.
Yeah.
I think his head is too big, probably for the amount of work that he's putting in behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Right? He's not putting enough
That
work to
get
be.
that
I
it's
mean,
all
What I mean?
conjecture, but I get that vibe. Yeah.
yeah.
You get
I mean,
that vibe,
but
right?
then you have the foil, which is Menu, which is on the back of this one. But
Okay.
he's one of those guys, like, he fell out of favor with Amarim. He was like he was the new star at the same time as Garnacho.
Yep.
He kept his head down and he worked and worked and worked. He's reworking his body. He's still doing it. And it's just, I mean, I don't want to be like, yeah, every player needs to put their head down. Don't relish the limelight. No, I mean, they're a footballer. They're a rock star. Like, go and enjoy it to some extent, but don't forget why you're here. And I think it's like, it's important for, like, I mean, we can go into a whole philosophical discussion about that, where we all should take that approach. But especially footballers, like they got to perform every week, and then they have one bad performance and it could all go downhill. and they almost need to be like a goldfish and just kind of like ignore it. But I mean,
Yeah,
Maine kept his head down.
it's a
He pushed forward, but
it's a difficult balance because you need
it's
to
so
have
difficult.
confidence in yourself to be, yes, I'm the best at this and whatever. But at the same time to know when it is like you're still like stay humble, like because if you like start because I feel like Ganacho is the type of guy who would go online, he would relish his stuff. Like his interaction with the fans, I could tell that he's read. I think Sancho is like that too. I think it's
Yeah.
Mhm.
probably it might be a Gen Z thing too. It's like, trying to show off, yeah, I'm the guy and stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, I feel like some of this, I'm looking at Rio. I think Rio. I look at Rio, his demeanor. Yeah, he scores a few goals, whatever. But I think he kind of looks like his head might be on his shoulders. You know what?
Mhm.
What? I remember Bruno Fernandes calling out Garnacho when after
Yeah.
he scored a goal.
Mhm.
Do you remember that shit, right?
Mhm.
It, he said something about like so
Go
now so
celebrate
now
Yeah.
or
go
something. Yeah.
no, but he said
Like,
something
no,
with
it's like, go be
Villa
like
once.
yeah, go be with because he was off on the side and, like, he
Yeah,
ran away from the teammates, and he was like, "No, be with the team, like, celebrate and then
beer
go
at
be
the
with the team."
team, and there was something else that he said like it was like very like Albra Razor. He's like. So yeah, so now like you need to either work more in practice or something like or something that the Garnacho was doing in practice or whatever that he was not doing, and Bruno
Oh,
called it
yes,
out.
yes, yes. I remember this. Yes.
You remember that,
He's
right?
yeah, he said
So
something about you have to participate in our aspects of training. You have to put
Mhm.
the effort in, something like that. The illusion was that Garnacho wasn't trying hard in training or doing everything he should be doing in training.
Which is crazy
bro,
because his like, he wants to be Cristiano, and
yeah,
Cristiano was, like, mentality, like, running
Yeah,
a
around with weights on his
Cristiano was
ankles. Like, he was
freak,
practicing with ankle
freak.
freak,
weights. Yeah,
freak.
like
He was Rock Lee before
yeah.
Rock Lee. Like, but no, yeah, I mean, like you can't. I think the Cristiano had the ego, but he backed it up with the work ethic.
Yeah.
Like no one had. I've never. Maybe Zlatan Ibrahimovic had that level of ego, where they're out there speaking in the third person and shit. But like, whenever I watch Ronaldo, even when I was in high school, middle school, whatever, coming up, like you could tell that motherfucker was working behind the scene, like
Mhm.
every day, like hours. And I'm not saying every player has to do that, but and it's probably not good for you to do that, just like from a
You
recovery
you know who
standpoint.
this
But
you know who
like,
disappointed me? Who I wish was like that? And his comments after made me even more disappointed. Eden Hazard when he
yeah,
went to
Hazard
Real
was,
Madrid. Apparently,
yeah,
from the rumor is in Chelsea is he was a bad trainer. Basically, he
yeah,
would just show up and just lollygag and then kill you on the field. So he never
Mhm.
felt the pressure to train. So that's what happened when he reached his 30s and he moved to Madrid, where the pressure is consistent. You get
mhm,
injured, so it's not the same. Your body's not gonna recover the same. Plus, he would show up fat. The press was on his ass, bro. It's like, and then I heard him speak about how he thinks Messi is the greatest, because that's what he likes. He's just like, football should be about fun. It's not about all this work, whatever. Like he would not commit his life to like outside like eating right and stuff. Like he just like to have fun. I'm like, bro, such a terrible example. I was so disappointed. Madrid threw basically got catfish. By the way, Madrid got
Yeah.
catfish.
yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, mentality is everything, and or it's not everything, but it can be everything. And I think Garnacho is a
Mhm.
perfect example of that because my God, is like he just looks annoying. You know what I mean? Like I
He
hate to be
looks like
that
a guy
guy,
that's
but
doing.
like,
He looks like a guy that's doing TikToks. He's
Yeah.
scoring a goal. He's
yeah,
doing TikToks.
yeah,
He's
So,
out
but
yeah, he's out there, like, and like, even if he's not scoring, he's like, "I'm gonna do the shimmy," and
yeah, like
yeah.
for sure. Well, all right. Do you guys want to just? I mean, we've been on this for a while. But you guys want to finally get into the Liverpool versus United predictions? How do you guys see this game going forward? Um, how do you see both
um,
clubs? Because they're kind of at an inflection point, these
Mm,
clubs, with
yeah.
I think
Liverpool losing a lot of leadership potentially. Well, they are losing Salah. There's now rumors of Allison leaving. I haven't heard anything about Van Dijk, but there's always that
yeah, he's
potential.
leaving next season.
Robertson's definitely gone, and he's the
Robertson's
leader on the
gone.
back line, so
Right. And there's like they're losing that, and then United don't have a permanent manager yet,
But
and they're losing
I-
Casemiro,
Yeah.
and the
Be-
big midfield revamp coming. But
before we go into that, because I need to add, because it's perfectly through line from what we were discussing about locker room, ego, and stuff, whatever. Some of the issues that I feel happened this season is that the teams, Liverpool teams to the year prior, they were built to feed Salah the ball. So now you don't have Trent. You have you have a new go-to guy. You have Wirtz, whatever. So Salah is just not gonna just take this like lying down. If you see the first games of the season, he could gave Wirtz a couple like easy passes for tap-ins. He rather shoot the ball and do some shit impossible, and then there's no goal. So I feel like there was a lot of ego. Salah's ego got in the way of the team, and I feel like some of these players might be were too loyal to Salah. So it was like at some point in time, it was Salah versus the coach. Salah, you won so much shit with Salah, so it's hard for you to, even if you know he's being a dick. It's hard for you to, even if, to side with the coach versus Salah. You understand what I'm saying, right?
It's reminiscent of Coutinho, like how Coutinho, like whenever he was going on the outs. I mean, I just remember stories of how he was butting heads with Klopp, like he was trying to make it more focused on him and whatnot, and that wasn't how the team was functioning. That wasn't the identity moving forward. It was an older ideal, and so it's just it's time.
This is the politics of like, because it's not, being a coach is not only X's and O's and tactics. You have to manage personalities, and you have to decide who is going to be the leader, and then who's the leader, whether is respected by all the locker room. And this is why probably Liverpool sense that there's some sort of like a tug of war behind the scenes in that slot one, and they're basically removing the whole old regime. So Salah has to go, Robertson has to go, Jones has to go, Virgil's probably, since he's Dutch, I'm assuming he's fine with the coach. But so you're removing all the whole heads, everybody that's like being a bad apple this season, like, complain and stuff. All right, leave, because we're going to choose the coach. You see what I mean? And Salah has not been really lighting it up to have a counter argument. I think last season there was a question of whether or not they should give him a new contract. I think I was against it. I was like, bro,
yeah, you were.
come on, stop. They give him that contract because he had one of the best seasons of all time. So what, you're not gonna give him a contract? So it would have looked too strange. So it's like his argument is like, I guess he won this round. So now, but it was a mistake in hindsight. But the intersection of business, politics, and football is just amazing to me. But going into the United game, I think is what you said is right. Two teams at an inflection point. I don't know how United is gonna approach the game. I know Liverpool is gonna try to attack. I don't know if I think when those teams play, it's it doesn't matter what form they're gonna go at it. I don't know who has more players injured. So, I don't know. It's 50-50. It's really 50.
It's always 50-50 with these teams, but given how Liverpool played this season, they really struggled to pass out of that midfield this year.
Yeah.
And I think United have not Ugarte. Can you, by the way, total aside, but can you imagine what these guys are doing to Ugarte in training every day?
I just feel bad for him. He's in a tough spot. Like he needs to. I hope he wants to move
leave.
on, because I don't think that like Amarim completely lost faith in him.
Yeah, and that was his guy. He played with him. Yeah, had him at Sport. Yeah, no, that was crazy. But no, I mean, I think
really he played for Amarim before.
Yeah,
I think
he
they had
played
like
for
1 year
Amarim.
overlap, like his first year. I think that, to be fair, I think that he kind of remade the midfield after that.
Did, yeah.
But
he sold them to PSG, and then he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna do something else here."
But
Bro, if Luis Enrique what was his name? Forgot his name. We're just talking about him.
oh,
The
Ugarte?
Uruguayan Ugarte,
Ugarte?
right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Luis Enrique looked at Ugarte, was like, bro, you are not technical enough to
Mhm.
play in my midfield.
Yeah.
And I think they signed him for 1 season or something, and then that's it. And then they shipped him out. The question mark was like, are you guys sure about this guy? And
Yeah.
I was right. I looked at Uruguay in Copa America. This guy is a destroyer, and that's it.
Mhm.
So
I mean,
he's
but
he
to be fair, that's what we needed at the time. Like, I think that
Football has moved on from those type of players.
yeah.
yeah.
That's why we
And
need a
if you, and if you want that United way,
yeah,
you're
that's what
not
we
gonna
got.
get
Yeah.
away. You're not
You
gonna
know
get
what
away with a
that
destroyer.
I mean,
that's when we signed him, Chris, remember we were all on Richard Rios. Get Rios.
oh
Hot.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will
You
back
want
with him,
Rios, right?
apparently. We're like looking at Richard Rios again. We'll
I
see
hope
if
he
that
can.
happens, but I
He'd
doubt.
be
I
he'd be
seriously doubt it.
he'd be so nice on that United next to Kobe. That'd be oof. But it looks like Baleba is anyway. The
Dreams.
dreams. But anyway, that's yeah. I mean, I just imagine that Liverpool's inability to pass out of the midfield is really going to be their
Yeah.
downfall in this game, especially when you have pressers like United have and Amad Diallo who just run all day, and that's about it these days. And
I
Yeah,
think it's
I'll give, I'll
football is
give, I'll
almost
give,
always won in the midfield, and so
I'll give United the edge. But it might be a.
again,
But
I mean, you can give them the edge based on
I
form, but like
I've
you
seen, but
never know with these teams.
I've
Never know.
seen coaches do miracles with garbage players.
Yeah,
Even this Liverpool team, I saw. You see how like open that PSG or Bayern Munich game was. Liverpool basically for that second game, they were dominating PSG
mhm.
until like they killed off the game. Dembele killed off the game. So it's gonna be a tactics. It's gonna be a lot of tactics. I think it's gonna be a
Uh,
tactics. Like
I
yeah.
it
think
might be like to a standstill. Like
we were talking
1-1.
about match winners in game, like who's going to go out there and like take it by the scruff of the neck and win a game. I think that's the only difference right now between Man United or between
Yeah, Liverpool.
United and Liverpool. It's you've got Bruno versus Salah, and Salah's injured. I think
Cooked.
those, and then you don't have
Don't
I don't
you
even
know
think
what?
he's playing. He's
no,
injured.
that's what I'm saying. It's like Salah's
United
out,
have United
Ekitike's
have
out. Who's gonna go out there and win you a match?
And
Yeah.
United also have Drogo coming back, who's been playing well, and don't forget Mateus Cunha. I know he's not putting up the numbers that he has in seasons past, but
Mhm.
that's another guy that when situations have called for it, he's stepped up and
No,
been him.
I think I think
So
he's been good. He's been good. Him and the other African
Mbeumo.
guy,
Mbeumo,
Mbuemo. Yeah,
No.
I think they've been good.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he also had a diff after AFCON.
yeah,
Him and Al
he did.
Ahmad.
And Ahmad, yeah, they
But
both haven't been the same since AFCON.
I don't think that any team
I just
that's
want to give a quick shout out to Benjamin Šeško, who's now equaled Victor Gyökeres' Premier League goals for those keeping score. Um, I think he's going to be such a player for us in the future.
yeah.
I really hope he continue to develop him well. But anyway, is that it for us today, boys? You got anything else?
Well, we have to talk about the game, PSG versus Bayern Munich. It's like a rebuke of everything Arsenal. It's like
Yeah,
fuck defense, let's go at it.
yeah,
Two teams go mano y mano, let's go at it.
yeah.
Defense selective. And I think last week I said it's basically the top four wingers in the
Oh my
world
god.
currently
They were
going at
incredible.
You
each
could
other.
you could say even top five with Barcola coming off the bench
Yeah.
today for ESG.
No, Lamine. Since Lamine exists, I'd
Oh
say,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean yeah.
bro. Like I can't believe Liverpool did not find a way to give Napoli some 200 million, whatever they wanted for that kid, Kvaratskhelia, bro. Oh my goodness, bro.
What
When
a
he's running
player.
at the
He's
when he's
he's
running at
built.
the defense, bro. it's like it's scary.
Play.
And bro, they have the way they have. You know what I would say. There's a maturity to Dembele that I've seen this season that I don't think I've seen. The past 2 seasons. Last season he was impressive based on numbers, but I feel like there's a leadership this season that he has that's different. Like when it was time to kill off Liverpool, he did something like it's like they read where like they can escape the trap. He escaped the trap, and he was the one delivering the final blow. I feel like he's grown. I think probably the Ballon d'Or helps. It's like, the monkey off your back. So now it's like, you're the boss, you're respected. That team is just so stacked. You have Vitinha pulling strings. Oh,
He's had
goodness.
such a journey.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
I mean, where he's gone now, I feel like he was that burgeoning talent. He was almost literally like if talking about Sancho earlier, if Sancho goes off and like goes to Bayern Munich and then just wins a Ballon d'Or, that's how I would view it. Is like he's just completely taken over. Maybe not to this.
yeah.
I think Dembele was still good at Barcelona, but
He was good. He was good. But I think that the criticism in Barcelona was that he was always injured.
yeah.
And I think he changed his life, stopped eating McDonald's.
But
Yeah.
but
No, I mean,
he missed. I mean, to be fair, he
I'm
did
sorry,
miss some
Mark. We're
bad
not gonna
sitters
get the
earlier.
McDonald's sponsorship.
that's okay. No, I was gonna say that like I think the Champions League winner comes out of this tie. It's 5-4 right now. It's still anyone's game.
Yeah.
Well, you have
Which
to say
props to Bayern for coming back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were cooked, and
Yeah.
they just came
5-2.
charging back. I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah, it was a great play by Luis. That goal by Luis Diaz was incredible. And just speaking of him earlier, what a player that guy is, man. You can say that now that he's not a Liverpool, but like what a
I think he's leveled up. Him, Elise, and Kane are just insane. Just insane.
I think, there's all this talk about who's going to win the Ballon d'Or this season. And, is it going to be Dembele? Is it going to be, who, like Kane, whoever why not Michael Elise?
No, he's in it. He's in it.
Why not?
The problem is, I feel like Michael is he does better showings in the national team than Dembele. So this is gonna determine some of this. But if PSG win again, it's gonna be hard to not give it to Dembele because but like I said, the issue that I have is that team is so stacked. You saw what they will not be in that position if Kvaratskhelia doesn't do what he does.
Yeah.
You see how he cut in? He basically erased the defender, bro. And then Olise was like, "Oh yeah, I can do this too, bro." That was the highest of levels. Like that game was crazy.
That game, I mean, it was. I was sitting here watching. I was like, honestly, I took a couple of notes and I just stopped. I'm just gonna. This is a show, and we are like, are you not entertained?
Just watch.
I mean, it's just like too gladiators.
I was looking something up just now. So with the Luis Diaz goal earlier today, Kane, Luis Diaz, and Michael Elise have combined for 100 goals this season across ops.
Wow,
that's insane.
That's probably better than the MSN, the Messi, Suarez, Neymar. It's better than the BBC, the Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema.
I don't know.
Numbers wise, I'm curious about that one.
I think it depends on what happens. Like,
listen,
what they win.
Olise
is
better. Olise is better than Bale right now. That's a controversial take.
Okay, but Bale is better than Diaz.
Is he?
I think Bale in his prime was.
Bale in his
prime like that.
Bale was a one-dimensional player, but that one dimension that he did.
I don't know if he.
I don't think he was.
I don't think he was. I think he's going to be remembered as such, but I don't. Yeah. Tottenham Bale was.
He just
Bell,
man,
listen,
I mean,
Bell
how
could have
many
been.
Benzema scores that came off of Bale's boot?
Bales, yeah.
I mean, he was beastly,
Listen,
and he was just so
Bell,
big.
Bell, the athlete, he could overrun anyone on that
Mm,
wing. So you have that, right? The issue came when Ronaldo left, and it became Bell's team. Ronaldo didn't leave yet, but Bell was already like, making noises. Hey, hey, whatever. The team needs to play around me. They
Wales,
moved.
call Madrid. Wales.
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
name of that former Liverpool? Rafa Benitez came to Madrid,
Mm,
and he thought that he was gonna make it Bell's team. He moved Bell to the middle of the
But
field.
I think we
I'm
got to
like,
remember
bro,
the talent that this guy had, man. He made Wales a relevant country in the international. You know how that is
a
to
hundred
say.
percent, a
yeah.
Like
hundred
the
percent.
guys,
100%. When I look at Bear, he could by himself, like, drag the team with goals and stuff, but I don't think he was a number 10. There's stuff that, I look at his game. This is why I feel like Madrid was fine when he was, they felt that they were done with him. They're like, bro, leave.
Mhm.
And that's it. He went to Spurs. Where else did he go? And then he retired.
he went to
I
the
think
MLS and won
Yeah.
the MLS championship.
I mean, he just went. I mean, to be fair, I think he went there to go play golf in California.
Yeah, no, that's all it was. But I Bale to me is one of my all-time favorite players. Like just from a viewership standpoint, like
Yeah.
when I watched him play, like when we watch football, part of the thing is we want to be entertained, right? Like the game
Yep.
today. The game
Yep.
today was football. Football always wins. Like I want to have that feeling like I did when I was 12 watching, Wayne Rooney and all these guys. I want to go
They're
outside
about
and kick a ball when the game
they're
is
about
done.
they're about to kill football tomorrow, so get ready.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a
The,
second, but
the
my
future of
point
football
was,
is on the line because
yeah,
they might end up winning because the best team does not always win.
yeah, but anyway, I was gonna say Bale gave me that feeling when I would watch him play.
No,
But
I'm gonna be
yeah,
I'm
we
gonna be
can.
respectful. I want to be respectful to Bell, like but I probably like the other two players better than Bell. Because I've seen him play for
It's a
Real
different
Madrid.
type of attack.
It's
To
a
be fair,
different, yeah.
it's such
But
a
I
different
definitely think
style of attack.
the point all that to say is that I think when it's all said and done, when this season's over, it might be fun to revisit this conversation and rank our favorite attacking trios of all time, kind of across because they definitely entered it. But as it stands now, PSG have the advantage going into the second leg, and
Mhm.
tomorrow we have the Haram Ball, uh, Mikel Arteta versus Diego Simeone in the most the most ancient 0-0 draw of all time, inevitable draw of all time. But
I think we're,
um,
we're disrespecting Atletico because I don't think they play the same way they used to play back in the day anymore.
no, they don't. They don't. They're a little different now.
They're more an
Yeah.
attacking side now,
I
and
mean, I don't think you can take Nuñez out of it
eh,
though.
and yeah, but they have clutch players. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't think they had clutch players back in. Yeah, they had
Uh,
Griezmann, but the clutch they have like a clutch striker now.
Yeah.
Well,
Can
on Griezmann, I think it'd be poetic. I mean, I hope Atleti pull it out um, for a lot of reasons. But one of them is my grandfather's an Atleti fan, so like
Mhm.
it'd be nice for him to see it. But also, this is Griezmann's last hurrah. He's already announced the move to Orlando for the MLS next season, and to give one more moment of magic to the Atleti fans, I think would be pretty poetic, and I think this would be like the only moment he has left to do it. So
Mhm.
yeah.
your you said your grandfather's an Atletico fan?
Hmm.
I don't know if I ever told you the story that I was in Madrid, me and my aunt, and we walked into a Atletico fan club, little store. They're selling jerseys and stuff. And then my aunt does not know football,
Hmm.
and she's trying to buy a jersey for my cousin. And I'm on the side. I'm like, with my stink face, like, bro, here.
Yeah.
But I'm laughing. So she's asking the guy, they go, "Oh yeah, we got great players," and I'm just laughing. This man, he turned around, he looked at me like, "What? What? Did I great players?" He was legit mad.
My grandfather moved to Spain when he was like in his 30s or 40s, and he was just like, ah, yes, this is the club, and that was it. Like it was just one of those things. So
Got shot in Spain, bro.
they don't have guns out there, Chris. You weren't getting shot, maybe stabbed, but you weren't getting shot. Anyway, anyway, do you guys have any predictions for the Arsenal tie tomorrow, or I guess today, when as people are hearing this?
I think, unfortunately, Arsenal are gonna win something. I don't know if it's Champions League or the league, but
If it's Arsenal PSG, that PSG attack is going to put Arteta's mind in a pretzel. I mean, like it's just gonna be.
no, it's gonna go to
Yeah.
penalties. Gonna go to penalties. I think
I-
Inter Milan tried to do that, and then the game finished 4-0 last season. So we'll see. You remember that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I honestly, I think it's gonna be Dos Cicero. I think Atleti goes out there. I think Julian Alvarez is gonna once again have Arsenal's number. He's gonna go out there, bring the
Yeah.
pain, and Antoine is going to make us remember who he was. I think. I mean, it's gonna be. I think that pairing. Hopefully, I hope that they play together because I think that pairing is going to be like David
I
Villa
don't think
and
they do.
Diego Costa from ages past.
I
I
think
just
they're
think
gonna have.
it's gonna be magic, and it's gonna I think that in itself is going to give them fits. I
You
could be
think that?
completely wrong, and
You,
they might get blasted out in a 1-0 header from
Gabriel or whatever.
Gabriel. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
bro,
yeah. I
the
mean,
amount of
I think they're gonna win.
the amount of disrespect we've done to Arsenal. If they win something, they're gonna be like Draymond Green the last time the Warriors
Listen,
won.
listen. I
I
think they're
hope
gonna
that
bottle
I
all
want them to do
competition.
well. I want them to beat City. I really hope they win the league title because, like, honestly, the, outside of the fan, like, if you remove the fans from Arsenal as a team, it's still really boring. But it's not man shitty. And I just can't handle them winning it again. Like,
No,
I'm just over it.
it's one of
Um,
those things that like I'm tired of seeing City win, but like, and I understand they're a rival, but to me they're kind of a rival in name only.
yeah.
Like I don't.
Oh, it's this weekend. That like this is
Yeah.
like it's literally like Carolina versus State is
Or
Manchester United
two.
versus Man City
Yeah.
if State was good at basketball on a consistent basis.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, whereas
If State got taken over
this
by
is Carolina,
Saudis.
dude. Like this is where money meets the road. Like, and I think that I mean I don't know if we said the score predictions earlier, but I think that to honor Seth Trimble, I think Bruno's going to pull a bag out of the cat or pull a cat
Out
out
of
of
a
the
bag.
bag.
Yeah.
He's gonna tie the record, and he's gonna we're gonna get a 2-1 win.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I
It's
think
possible.
That's what I think.
I think Bruno ties the assist record in that United game.
Mhm.
He's gonna he has a few more games to break it, but I think he's gonna do something to tie it. Well, anyway, yeah, that's all for us today, right? That's all we got.
So,
All right, Thomas, thank you so much for coming on, man. It was so fun to have you. It's great to see you again. It's been too long.
yeah,
If you're ever in Atlanta, you already know. But we'll have you on again before that for sure. And
perfect.
that'll do it.
One time.
Yeah, we'll do it for us this week. Well, hopefully next week we'll be back with a full roster with Mark back in. Maybe we'll bring Thomas back on for a guest spot. We'll
Nice
see.
to
But
meet you, Thomas.
yeah, but that'll
Dude,
do it for
that
us
was
this
great.
week. Please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Follow us on social media at Bathwater Sports everywhere except Instagram, where it's at Bathwater Sports Pod. Whew. We'll be back next week, same bad time, same bad channel, and with video content. I know I keep lying to you guys about that, but I promise I have some time now. I'm gonna put it out. So yeah, that'll do it for us this week. Thank you again, Thomas and Chris, as always. Great to see you, bud.
Thank
All
you,
right,
sir.
guys.
Y'all take care, guys.
Next time.